Okay, so at Tighten Up, we, for every single program, every single workout that we do is all based on risk versus reward, right? So you won't find a lot of high impact cardio here. You won't see cardio equipment, you won't see treadmills, even our HIIT sections, we keep condensed to 15 minutes or less because of risk versus reward. So the best way for me to describe that to you guys and what that means is, let's look at boxing versus MMA, right? Boxing actually is far more dangerous and way more risk involved than MMA. It was believed to be the opposite, right? Because MMA has those tiny gloves and they allow kicks to the head, punches to the head. It seems extremely violent. But what is more traumatizing to the brain is repetitive blows at a gentle hit again and again and again. That's what causes trauma to the body. So let's think about that in terms of HIIT and cardio. All of those soft blows, your jump squats, you're beating on the treadmill on an incline, hop skips, burpees, all of those things that you're doing in increments of 45 minutes, which is 3 times the amount of HIIT you should be doing anyway in one class, your cartilage eventually deteriorates, okay? And if it's your hip, that cartilage from that impact now is bone on bone. Now we're having issues. Now we've beaten our body into the ground. It's also more aggressive on your ligaments, your joints. Think of MMA. One hit, because there is no padding, that person is out.
Got that feeling like it's a powder.
They didn't suffer those repetitive blows and that beating and that trauma and that inflammation. So think about that in terms of things we do here at Tighten Up. Squatting, okay? Very slow, very controlled. We're moving a large amount of muscle over a greater distance at a slower pace. Now the muscles suffer more trauma because they've spent more time under stress. We didn't have to jump. We didn't have to beat our cartilage into the ground. Okay, so think about everything you're doing at your gym in terms of risk versus reward. What are you really getting out of beating your joints to death on that treadmill? What are you getting out of those 90 to 100 jump squats that you're doing in a 45-minute class? Okay, if you do that in terms of net, by the 5th day you've shown up at your gym, you've done thousands and thousands of repetitions at higher impact. At Tighten Up, by the end of that 5th day, you're at a much less margin, right? There's way less risk there. That creates sustainability, and the most successful fitness program in the entire world is a sustainable one. It's one that you can adhere to, that you can stick to without high risk, and that you can continue on no matter how old you are without risking beating your body into the ground.